How's it going, motherfuckers? Welcome to your Royal Rumble review. So, I'm just sitting pretty here. We got the Royal Rumble, but at least McMahon, at least Vince McMahon wised up, and Naka Murphy is not gonna, win the Royal Rumble. Of course he's not, because, he found out that match is just something that the internet fans want. They want the AJ Naka Murphy match, so they're not going to give us that match, and thus Naka Murphy's not going to win the Royal Rumble. Of course not. He's not going to give the match to somebody who doesn't know how to speak English. He's not going to give the match to somebody that only the internet fans like and doesn't draw, attendance is down across the country for live shows. And, it wouldn't make any sense at all. It just wouldn't make, economic sense. It wouldn't make sense from a rating standpoint. So, we could all rest assured that Naka Murphy is not going to win the Royal Rumble. So I'm going to go ahead with the review. What? Wait. What the fuck were they thinking? Oh my God. We'll get to it, motherfuckers. We will get to that in a moment. Gonna maintain my composure here. All right. Talk about it when we get to it in the review. So, we start off, AJ Styles defeats Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn is like a top heel, and he's coming down acting like a goofball, dancing and shit. I cannot help but feel that, this guy's a top heel. If it was like a mid-card heel, people can make the argument, okay, well, Jericho was a bit of a silly heel, but he never danced like a moron to the ring. And at least, he had a certain aura about him. That he didn't seem like a goofball. Like, Sami Zayn is pure 100% grade A or grade F, depending on how you look at it, goofball. And so, seeing him come out like that for a world title match, I can't help but feel that this fucking cab driver does not belong in the position he was given. I'm like, and this is the main event for, it's the opening match. It's a title match. Guys, I can't ever accept a world title match as the opening match. I'm sorry. And I know, but Brad, they've been doing it for years. Edge and Del Rio opening up a WrestleMania for the world title. I know, but I just cannot accept that. After all these years of them making this progress and saying, oh, you can accept world title matches. We're going to do it a few times. It's like, that match is meant for the lower card talent to open up the show for things to come. And then you build to a crescendo. Somewhere along the lines, they just said, fuck it. We're just going to put shit wherever we feel like it. And we're going to talk about that more as we get through this review. So was it a bad match? No. Was it a good match? No. It was all right. It didn't really do anything. So they're complaining backstage to Shane. Kevin Owens says that the referee screwed him again, and Shane was aware of it, but he doesn't care. He just went, yup. The next match, we had the Usos defeating Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin. It's a 2 out of 3 falls match that Shelton Benjamin and Chad Gable didn't even score a single fall in. Why? Now, I know you can make the argument, and I think they might have done it once before in the past, that, okay, you have a 2 out of 3 falls match. It's quite obvious what's going to happen. One guy's going to win one fall. The other guy's going to win another fall. And then, the winner is going to win the last fall. It's just a matter of who's going to get the first fall. And, I don't know what to tell you. But it's better that they leave it a bit more predictable. And if they want to have people win, the second and the third fall, kind of like what they did with Triple H and Stone Cold, then that's okay, because that would make them look strong. But the thing is, it's like you just fucking finish the match super quick. And it's like when they have quick match, and this is the other thing. They were hitting all their finishers and they were kicking out. Shelton Benjamin hits pay dirt. One of the Usos kicks out. Then Chad Gable kicks out of the splash. And it's like, these aren't even main eventers, and they're kicking out of shit. Now, I made the argument that I believe that Shelton Benjamin is more of a main eventer than Kevin Owens or Sami Zayn. So I don't understand why he's not in that position. Why is nobody asking for that dream match, right? Shelton Benjamin, a guy with more notoriety, with, I believe, more ability. And, he's not great on the mic, but he has improved throughout the years. So why don't you give him a chance in the main event? Instead of having 1,000 Sami's, I'm not saying that Shelton Benjamin's going to bring in ratings, but at least it'd be something different. If we're going to watch this show, at least it would be a little something different. But this is how low they think of them. And why? What was the point of booking this match at 2 out of 3 falls if they weren't even going to do anything with these guys? For the match, it just drives me crazy. They have 30, 40-minute matches on TV, but the time when you actually need to give a little bit more time to this match, and they simply don't do it. And it's just because, we just want to make them look like a strong team. You've made this team look like fucking goofballs. Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin. They're getting screwed over by refs. They're losing. And it's like, are you going to have another match now? It really doesn't make any sense to do that now, because you just straight up beat them 2 straight falls. So there's no room here for a rematch. You just showed them, well, they suck so bad, they couldn't even fucking get 1 pin in the goddamn match. Instead, they're kicking out of finishers. Why? If there's one match where they didn't need to do the fucking false finishes, it's this match, because it's not a fucking finish. It's just a fall. That's it. There's time to do all that shit later on. I don't like kicking out of finishers for mid-card talent or lower card talent. But the thing is, if you wanted to do that for the 3rd fall, that's before the 3rd fall, that would be fine. But the way they layered this match, it's like it was like a moron made it up. And then up next, it was the men's Royal Rumble. What the fuck? They just put it on. How many years has gone by that this has been the main event match? That this is the last match to go on? And why should it be the last match to go on? Well, it is the match that it is named after, but we have a women's Royal Rumble as well. And we want to make history, guys. So, we're going to just put the men in the fucking middle of the show. Say fuck you to the men. Fuck you to the guys who, do most of the work on the show. And we're going to just say, hey, go out there in the middle of the card. Let's exhaust the crowd. Let's exhaust the audience at home. And just put you in the fucking middle of the show for a fucking hour-long match. In the middle of the show. In the middle of the show, they did that. And this reminds me of the Bragging Rights pay-per-view where they did this with John Cena and Randy Orton. Hey guys, let's go out there and put on a fucking Iron Man match right in the middle of the fucking show. How the fuck do they expect people to sit around for a fucking hour in the middle of the show and then sit around for more matches and then another hour-long match? You're asking a lot. Oh, Brad, it's just a TV show. It's just a program. It's just a pay-per-view. It's like You actually want us to sit there and take in all of this shit all at one time. So, what happened in this match? What were the surprises? You had the NXT champion, CN, whatever the fuck his name is. I don't even know how to pronounce it. I've done a rant on that in the past. Silados, Amos, Fromabos, Tatos, Nachos, Cabros, Mafoska. I don't know how to say that name. Whatever his name is. You also had fucking Adam Cole, who, when this guy comes out, I don't understand how anybody is a fan of this guy. He just looks like a normal, generic wrestler, like a creator wrestler from a fucking SmackDown game. Because he just, with the long hair, there's nothing about his face, there's nothing about his body that really makes him stand out. He's just so fucking average looking. Adam Cole just, my God. I don't know why people, they want this guy on the main roster. They want him to get everything in the world that he's deserving of, and he does not deserve it. And it doesn't matter how many times you chant, you deserve it. You deserve. Some people just don't. You like them. You want to see good things happen to them. Okay, well, there's a whole host of ROH videos that you can go fucking buy where you can see Adam Cole doing well. Adam Cole just does not stand out at all. There's nothing about this guy that's standout material, that's main event material, that's even mid-card material. I mean, I'm thinking of, like, back in the day when, you know, mid-card talent, you know, you had guys like Val that looked like Val Venus, that looked like D'Lo Brown. Jeff Jarrett was a mid-carder in WWE. And, you know, you look at these guys and you're like, this was your mid-card. You had these guys with these, like, amazing physiques. They were great wrestlers. They looked like stars. They had great gimmicks that people got behind. You know, and it's like the mid-carders of yesteryear would be main eventers today, because that's just how it is, how, you know, how low the talent pool is. I'm not saying that these guys are not talented, but, you know, you've got main eventers that don't look like main eventers. And if you want Adam Cole to be a main eventer, well, I mean, look who just won the goddamn thing. So I was hoping and praying in my heart of hearts that, you know, they did the old thing, Nakamura, oh, he stood toe-to-toe with Roman Reigns in the end, but he got thrown out. And, of course, before I'm going to get to this, I have to mention Rey Mysterio returning. And I was so fucking happy to see Rey. I hope he is going to be there full time. I know that the guy is extremely injury prone, but we need stars. And please, for the love of God, I mean, I know they're probably going to do this. They're probably going to put the guy on 205 Live so he can work with the young talent. But no, I'm sorry. We need this guy on, you know what? Put him on SmackDown. Put him in a match with AJ Styles. And I don't get it. I mean, maybe that's why they didn't want to give the match to Rey. And, you know, oh, Brad, you're always talking about the small guys. Well, Rey Mysterio is a fucking legend. And I think you guys know there's a couple exceptions when I say that. If you have that natural charisma, if you're a Daniel Bryan, if you're a Rey Mysterio, you deserve to be in the main event. Because you have a certain magic, you have an aura about you that others don't have. It's fucking Rey Mysterio. Do I really need to explain myself? And how much better of a match it would have been to have Rey Mysterio versus AJ at WrestleMania. And I know that people are going to say, oh, he's injury prone. They're going to keep going back to that and everything. But here's what they could do. Have Rey, you know, really, like, don't use him that much leading up to WrestleMania. you know, or really at all, because they do that a lot of times, right? They do it with Brock Lesnar. He might not wrestle until WrestleMania. So why not? What a dream match that would be for everybody. Not the internet smarks, not the fucking smart marks out there. So I'll cut to the chase. Nakamura throws Roman Reigns out, hits the Shanaska, whatever the fuck it's called. I don't even know how to say it. He hits that move, throws Roman Reigns out. The crowd goes nuts. I'm openly admitting it here. I'm not going to be one of these people, oh, you got no crowd reaction. He did. The fans went fucking gaga over Nakamura because it's fucking Philly, and that's the smart mark crowd, and Nakamura is throwing him out. Poor consensus there, because for the rest of the fucking country, it's kind of clear that not everybody likes Nakamura that much. A lot of hype behind this guy. So, you know, Roman throws him out. A couple of things I have to say here also about the, Nakamura throws him out. That's it. He wins. The end of the match, they ask who he wants to choose, and it says AJ Styles. So everyone's going to get their match. Oh, yay, we get our match. Yeah, it's Japan, Japan. Great. Fabulous. You guys got your match. Wonderful. How are we going to build this? Doesn't even speak English. There you go, guys. Welcome to 3 months of build. WrestleMania's in April. Welcome to 3 months of build with no comparable English from Nakamura. Sitting there listening to the guy talk like that. Like, you know, come on. I mean, honestly, guys, this is who you wanted to win. We're going to get this one match. And I'm going to say this. I think after the build-up and everything, I think that McMahon is going to learn his lesson. That he let Triple H have his way. Nakamura, he wants to satisfy the internet fans. You know, I think he's going to learn his lesson when people just kind of turn on this match. I think you're going to see ratings kind of plummet for SmackDown, to be quite fucking honest. People are going to see this Japanese guy, and they're going to be like, God doesn't even speak English. And they're just going to not want to sit around for this, because I'm sorry, we're not Dave Meltzers of the world where we sit like normal people that actually sit there and pretend like a promo is good by a Japanese wrestler when we don't even understand them. And that's what Meltzer did. Meltzer said on his fucking podcast that he thought a Japanese promo sounded good, even though he didn't know what the guy said. And that's how you guys are acting. You're acting like, oh, okay, you know, he's Japanese, so he gets a fucking pass. No, he doesn't get a fucking pass. He's here in the fucking US of A. For an American wrestling promotion. Talking in broken English, and we're supposed to say, oh, this is great. This is wonderful. This is what I want to see. No, it's not what I want to see. Not at all. And, you know, okay, so this Royal Rumble, also there was complaints I had about it. Baron Corbin, again, they had him get tossed out. Sami Zayn attacked Ty Dillinger, so the fans are going to complain that they didn't get their fixation on the perfect 10. What else happened in this match that was surprising or anything? Really, you know, surprisingly, they didn't have any appearances from the Raw 25 crew. You know, there really wasn't like any legends besides Rey Mysterio coming out, which was kind of a big disappointment. I mean, you really had nobody out of the ordinary here, no real game changers. And the NXT ones just feel cheap. They really do. They're not like surprises or anything, because you kind of knew a few of them were going to show up. So you got your Nakamura guys. All right, there you go. And then we move on to the next match, and they're dead for this match. Sheamus and Cesaro recapture the tag titles. They were doing like a concussion angle with Jason Jordan, which actually I thought was pretty good. You know, he was holding his head. He tagged in. It looked like he didn't feel right, so he tagged back out. I guess maybe this might lead to a feud between Seth Rollins and Jason Jordan. I don't know where they're going to build this to. If maybe Dean Ambrose might come back. Maybe he'll team up with Jason Jordan. I don't know. I really don't care that much, but Jason Jordan, I gotta say, this guy does a really good job. What he's asked to do, he does in a believable way. They tell him to go out there and be obnoxious. He does it. He goes out there and they tell him to play off a concussion. He does. And he does it in a believable manner. So I'm a fan of this guy. And I think he looks good. I think he acts like a star. And I think he looks like a star. What else do we got happening? So the crowd was dead for this. They were fucking flat as a fucking soda that's been open for 2 days. I mean, for fuck's sakes. I mean, how the fuck do you expect them to be loud and raucous for even the Philly crowd for a match that takes place right after an hour-long match? And then they have the Universal title match, which was really good, as I predicted. Kane got pinned. What do you fucking expect? I mean, really, it was a good match. Both Kane and Braun went through tables. Braun got up right away. So, you could say at least Braun was protected here. He was outside the ring when the pin occurred. The thing is, though, I don't know how long they expect us to, keep on getting behind Braun as a possible contender for the championship when he just doesn't. They don't pull the trigger and let him win it already. He should have won it back at No Mercy. There was no excuse why, we want to keep Brock strong. Okay, well, Brock's been strong for a while now. He's a part-timer. And to not have the champion on each and every show, it still feels cheap. I know I haven't ranted on that in a while, but it is true. Every single time they don't show the champion, it cheapens the fucking show. Every time I see the IC belt in the fucking main event, it looks totally ridiculous. I mean, I'm sorry. I know that's the title of the Macho Man. I know that's, the title of the Ultimate Warrior. Everybody had this IC belt. Yeah, but they weren't in the main event until later on, until they, worked their way up to the world title scene. But there's no world title scene without the champion. So it's like the championship kind of just, that scene kind of just hangs in the balance. They'll cut promos on Brock. They cut promos on the fucking Invisible Man. But it was a good match and I enjoyed seeing it. And then in the main event, it was the Women's Royal Rumble. And you are going to be surprised at what I'm going to say. And I'm not just doing this for the sake of garnering support from the YWC, because all you nerds could go fuck yourselves. Honestly. The way how you guys acted, you're a sexist for not wanting the Royal Rumble for women. No, I don't want the show to be longer. No, I don't think that they need one, just for the sake of making history. But guess what, guys? Guess what? I liked it. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I did. I thought it was better than the Men's Royal Rumble. I honestly did. I thought it was a superior fucking match. Why? Because it gave me what I liked in the Royal Rumble, one of my favorite parts of it. The surprises. There were way more surprises. And yes, we had Carrie Sane, I guess, as opposed to Carrie Insane. I don't really get that. Ember Moon, who looks like a darker version of Sasha Banks. So you had your NXT people. But then, Lita, Trish Stratus, Jacqueline, Molly, Holly, who I had been asking for, all fucking returning in this match. Michelle McCool, fucking throwing 4 people out in there. And then it came down to, no, it didn't come down to them, but you had a little standoff in there with Mickie James and Trish Stratus, which was one of the best feuds that the women ever had back in the day. And I was popping. I really was big time for this fucking match. I had my mouth open for a lot of this match because they just kept throwing legend after legend. And after seeing them, you know, just reduced to having their name called on a stage at the Raw 25, it was fucking awesome seeing them on this big stage in this big match. And I thought that this was good. They mixed things in well here. They did a good job. So it came down to Asuka and who was it at the end? It was Trish Stratus, right? Yeah, so okay, no, it wasn't Trish Stratus. Who did it come down to? It was Asuka and was it Nikki Bella. I almost forgot. Nikki Bella. So yeah, Sasha threw out Trish. I forgot at the end. I kind of blanked there. So yeah, it was the Bella twins. Nikki threw out Brie, and then Asuka threw out Nikki at the. Well, she didn't throw her out, but she kicked her on the apron at the end, and Asuka ends up winning. Who I originally said I thought that Ronda Rousey was going to debut and throw Asuka out at the end for like a surprise, but she came out at the end. They brought in the champions. Asuka was supposed to decide who she wanted. And then Ronda Rousey came out. And I thought that this fucking sucked. It was horrible. Why? Ronda comes out. They're playing Joan Jett for her. She's coming out, you know, I don't give a damn about my damn reputation. Okay? So, she's coming out to that upbeat Joan Jett song. And I like that Joan Jett song. But not for fucking Ronda Rousey, who fucking killed people in the octagon for several years before national embarrassment of being a total fucking loser and then quitting her job. Like a fucking snowflake. So she comes out, she's smiling, waving to the fans. Ronda, my dear. You are supposed to be a fucking killer. You're supposed to go out there and you're supposed to act the part. Act the fucking part. Oh my God, she's smiling. She's fucking smiling, guys. And I'm just sitting here. What the fuck is she thinking? Did they tell her to come out there smiling? It was such a weird, surreal moment, but not in a good way. Because, first of all, she should have came out to some badass fucking theme. And I'm not saying Joan Jett ain't badass. She was in her own way. But it was the wrong song choice for her. The smiling, the waving to the fans like she's a good, wholesome person, like a baby face. And then she comes out and she points at the crowd. She points at the WrestleMania sign. Looks at Asuka. Looks at Charlotte. Looks at Alexa Bliss. Then stops. Then points again. Then stops. Then points again. Then she leaves. And then she points at the WrestleMania sign again. What? So, you mean to tell me we waited 3 whole years for Ronda Rousey to come to the WWE ever since WrestleMania with The Rock, Triple H, and Stephanie? You mean to tell me that we sat around for this length of time. We sat around and waited for this chick. And what happened? She comes out smiling her ass off, pointing at the fucking sign. I don't want to see that. Like, it's like they have no idea how to build anybody's character correctly. You don't have Ronda Rousey, a tough UFC fighter, coming out there. This would have been like if Ken Shamrock came out smiling. Ken Shamrock never smiled at all when he was in WWE. Dan Severn, for the short time he was there, never smiled once. Brock has smiled, but he snickers. You know, she's like, you know, waving to the fans. And I don't know if she was told to go out there and do that. But I hope when she got backstage, they fucking yelled at her and told her, act the fucking part, you idiot. You're supposed to be a killer. How is anybody supposed to take you seriously under that role? Unless they want to reinvent her totally. And I don't know who gave her the go-ahead to go out there in full Piper gear. But, I mean, please. You just got there. Don't start fucking comparing yourself to Roddy Piper. You don't even have an ounce of charisma as that legend. Holy shit, man. Like, fuck. I mean, I was happy. I was happy after this match. I know Asuka won. And what great diversity, guys. You know, picking 2 Japanese people to win your Royal Rumbles. What am I in fucking Tokyo here? So, honestly, guys, it's not a thing of racism and, oh, you just don't want the Japanese guys to win. It's like the female Nakamurphy and the real Nakamurphy. I mean, was it really necessary to have both of them winning their respective Rumbles? I mean, like, come on. Come the fuck on. And then, I mean, you end it like this with Ronda Rousey just smiling her ass off. I mean, I was going to give them a pass. I was like, okay, I understand that Asuka's the one they want to build, so I wasn't going to knock it too much. I was like, okay, we'll see where it goes. We all know when I say that it's going to end up sucking, but we'll see where it goes, guys. Right? Right? So, there you go. We'll see where it goes. And it went straight in the fucking toilet 2 minutes later when you have this smiling, Ronda Rousey at the end. Shit, man. Like, I've never seen anybody so oblivious to, you know, how to work her character there in front of the crowd. I mean, is Ronda, like, never watched fucking wrestling in her life? Does she not know? And I'm like, okay, but Brad, maybe she's not a heel. I understand that. She could be a face. Ken Shamrock came in as a face. He still didn't fucking smile his ass off, wave at the fans. And the thing is, the pointing just got stupid after a while. She does it 4 times. And honestly, I think it was supposed to be, the crowd was supposed to pop. But here's the other thing that I'm going to talk about here. The crowd really didn't pop for her. Like, after she left, they did like a mild pop. But when she first came out, nobody gave a fuck about it. I mean, I could have heard a pin drop in there. Nobody seemed like they cared that fucking Ronda Rousey was returning. I mean, it was a return technically after 3 years of absence from that WrestleMania night. You know, I don't know what to tell you guys, but I was just, this end, I was just like, I had my mouth open. And not because Ronda Rousey was finally there. It was because of how stupid I thought it was done. Like, I was like, wow, they really fucked that up big time. Like, at least have Ronda grab the mic. At least have her say something. Instead, just relegating her to pointing to the sign like a fucking Nimrod. And smiling her ass off like completely oblivious that wrestlers are supposed to have characters and play roles in order to get certain angles over. What a failure. So there you go, guys. You got your Asuka, you got your Nakamurphy. I feel like I'm in New Japan. I feel like I'm in All Japan. I feel like I'm in some Japan. I feel like I'm in half Japan. I feel like I'm in quarter Japan. I feel like I'm in, I feel like I'm just in Japan. I feel like I'm at the fucking Tokyo Dome. Yay, woohoo! I mean, I don't know what to tell you guys. It's like I'm just here and I'm just kind of flabbergasted. It's certain decisions that this fucking company makes. All decisions that this fucking company makes, basically. Anyway, there you go, guys. There is your Royal Rumble review. I will see you for the Raw review. Until next time, motherfuckers, this has been your YWC champ, and I'm signing out.